Hello! I think I was here before. Is there anybody here?
Jesus,
Hello?
what's all that noise? What's all the noise? Where are you going ringing the bell at this hour of the night?
Well, I was to come here to do some wreaths.
Oh, you're here for the wreath
Christmas
making?
wreaths, the Christmas, yes, go on.
Have you got your kit? Did you buy your kit?
Well,
You know you can only take part if you bought a kit.
well, I do have one.
Oh, well then that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, how are you getting on, Santi?
I'm getting on very, very well. I'm getting on very well.
Are you busy?
I'm a very, very busy man. That you know, I have an awful lot of letters that I have to get through before the Christmas.
Wow.
Oh yes, I do.
I bet you'd be delighted when you have all them presents all delivered on Christmas Eve night.
Oh, when me and Mrs. Claus get together.
Yeah, go on, now keep it clean.
No,
No.
we sit down and we have our dinner on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with the elves.
Oh, I see
Hello.
we've loads of
Yes.
Tell us, what do you have up in the North Pole? Ice cubes, or what do you have for the
Oh,
Christmas dinner?
no. Turkey.
Turkey, same as us.
We have turkey. Oh, absolutely, yes, absolutely. We do have Brussels sprouts.
Oh, what's your favourite veg?
Oh, my favourite veg. You wouldn't believe it.
I mightn't, but
Yeah.
go on, try me.
Well, mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Yes, and the mushier they are, the better they are.
I wonder what everybody's favourite veg is out there.
I don't. What's your favourite veg?
Listen, have you any prizes? What's in the bag?
Well, they are surprises.
Oh, surprise.
Not prizes, surprises.
Go on, show us what we got.
Okay. This is my little giveaway bag.
Oh, your giveaway.
Yes, this is what we have.
Making kit. That is excellent for anybody then that they're going to get their real wire, their wires, their ribbon, and their frames.
Absolutely.
I suppose you have one or two of these to give away tonight, have you?
Well, no, I'm in a generous mood tonight.
Oh, are you? Come on, how generous are you?
5.
5 of them you're giving away.
Yes.
Well, what's the question going to be tonight then?
Oh, yeah. What's my favourite vegetable?
Well, we know what your favourite vegetable is. What about what's their favourite vegetable?
Oh, yes. We must.
You on the drink today, were you?
Well, I only had 1 or 2.
Oh, I hear it's somebody's birthday today.
Well, I wonder who it is.
I wonder.
Yes,
who it is.
yes. I think that fella John fella. What do you call Mr. K?
Mr. K. I
Yes,
hear it's his birthday.
29.
29.
Yes.
I think 92 might be more like it. Anyway, have you any shout outs there for any kids there?
Oh, yes, I have.
Oh, hold on. Look at the little pigeon there is bringing them across.
Oh,
there.
yes.
So who's on the list there?
You wouldn't believe it.
Who?
Nanny K and Cara.
I hear she's a bit under the weather.
Oh, under the weather. I think
Eating too many mushy peas, do you think?
I think she'll be on the naughty step if she keeps it up.
Go on, who else have you got?
Who else have we got here? Jessica, Margaret, Auntie Phil in Clondalkin. Where's that?
Oh, it's a dodgy place anyway.
Oh my God.
I see they're making wreaths. They are.
Oh,
they're taking
believe.
part in the wreath making class.
Are they?
And who else have you got
Who
there?
else have we got there now? Let's see. And will we see their wreaths when they're finished?
Absolutely. They'll be posting all the photographs they will.
Oh.
Who else have you got there?
Who have we got here? Aisling and Dara in Calooney. Where's Calooney?
I'd say Calooney was blown away last night with the weather they're having there. County Sligo.
Is that near the North Pole?
Near enough it is. It's cold enough out there anyway. It'd be cold enough to be near.
Well, a very happy Christmas to you, Aisling and Dara. On the naughty step. Who have we got here?
The naughty step. Are you allowed to call out these names on the naughty step?
Absolutely.
Trisha Kenny, Jackie Neelan, Eileen Dempsey, Maureen McLaughlin, and Gail Doherty. What did they do to end up on the naughty step?
Absolutely. I don't know what they did.
Eating too many mushy peas. Anyway, back to the prizes. We're only going to give these to people in Ireland because we're going to be posting them out. So North or South Ireland can only take part. So make sure that when you're putting up your favourite veg, let us know what part of Ireland that you're in. So, Jesus, have you got COVID? Have you? What's the bad talk there?
It's for only people in Ireland.
This This is the virtual assistant. You're not virtual tonight.
Not virtual tonight.
Hope you got your PCR test coming here.
I weathered the storm to get here.
So anyway, what's the story with you tonight?
Well, I don't think it's fair that only these go to Ireland. All the people all over the world really
That's
want the
right,
prize
we do.
too.
We have lots of people all over the world who join in. So what are you planning on doing there?
I think they should
We
go
might
to
as well
everyone
give
in Inverness.
Feck off. Now, Jamie, Matt, talk about looking after our own. Go on, be fair now. We've Australia. Who else
Yeah.
have we got there? I hope you're all putting up what part of the country you're in, because I hear Sinead, virtual assistant Sinead, not virtual tonight, has a special prize. So go on, give us the information.
Okay, we have a prize for module one.
One of
of
the
our,
professional
one of our
courses.
professional courses going to one person in somewhere in the world that's not in Ireland.
Okay, so you can't be in Ireland. You have to be outside Ireland. Would that include Scotland?
That includes Scotland.
Okay,
yes,
so
Scotland.
What
and
about
Ireland.
Clooney?
No,
No,
Clooney's
Clooney's
part of
Ireland.
Ireland, so
Oh,
they
is it?
can't be part of it. So that is amazing prize, okay? We're going to announce all the winners at the end of our show here tonight. So anybody that's outside Ireland, remember to share our video. It's really important that you click share. Let us know what part of the world that you're in. And again, we're going to, I suppose you're going to be picking the prizes.
I'll pick the prizes.
Sinead
from
will
around
be
the
picking
world.
the virtual prize of who's going to, and somebody's phone is ringing. It'll be all right on the night. I suppose it's you, Sandy.
No,
Did you put your
no,
phone
no,
on
that's
silent?
that Rudolph.
I tell you. Anyway, we better get clear down here. You better
Oh,
bring. Are you bringing your hair?
I'm going to bring all my helpers with me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There, grab them all
Yeah. Very happy Christmas.
there. Brilliant. Well, big welcome everybody to our wreath making class tonight. I know there's lots of you joining in, and you already have all your kits. Okay. So our plan tonight is, now you know nothing goes to plan. We've lots of giveaways. Santi's giving away 5 of them wreath making kits. To win that, all you have to do is let us know what your favorite vegetable is. Sinead, virtual assistant, is giving away a free place on module 1. That is worth a lot of money, that course, by the way. We never give away our professional module 1 programs. Maybe put the link in the comments there, Sinead, for anyone that wants more information. And to be entered for that one, all you have to do is let us know what part of the world you're watching in from. So remember, it can be anywhere but Ireland. But Deirdre, have you any more prizes?
I have, I might have a couple. You know me, I always throw a few in at
big
the time.
hearted darter.
But listen, we've a shout out to Mary Early, and I think she was in Ontario, and she says mushy peas are definitely not a thing over there.
She probably doesn't even know what the mushy peas are. Anyway, the plan tonight is to do a wreath using a ready-made base, another wreath using our wire frames. So for anyone that has purchased them bases, we have them available for sale on our website. So again, virtual assistant Sinead will put the link in the comments. Then we're going to do, what's the rope for, Santi? We're going to do a rope garland, okay? And this can be used as a door swag. So I'm going to do it as an alternative type of door swag. And as far as I know, we have a really good online course showing how to make the garlands, okay, that are suitable for your table, for around your door, or for going up your banisters. What's the story on them tonight, Sinead or Deirdre?
Well, the table garland is normally €300, but
Gee,
as
Matt.
I know, but look at, it's
But
hard
Christmas
times.
now,
It's
come
Christmas.
on.
I know it's Christmas, but it's not only Christmas. It's Mr. K's birthday, and Mr. K is 78.
I thought you said he was 29.
Well, so he said, plus the VAT. So anyway, Mr. K is 78, so we're going to give 78% off.
I thought you were giving away 78 courses. Have we got 78 people watching?
78% off the rope garland course. So the foam-free rope garland. So it actually only costs them €66.
Oh,
And that's only for 48 hours. The offer, so if you're watching on the replay, it'll finish in 48 hours. Jessica Donner says her favorite veg whatsoever, my favorite mother-in-law cooks.
Lick. Okay, so a little bit of preparation work. Now remember, anybody that's watching, if you need Santi to give a little shout out to the kids, put all the names in the comments there.
We'll
and
try
give them a
and
shout. We'll
yeah.
try and get through
There's
as
lots
many
of them
as we
coming in.
possibly can, okay? And I know towards the end of our class tonight, I want to show the most requested thing I get asked for is to do the single rose. So we're going to do a single rose for Christmas and maybe for Santa Claus, and that going to plan, that's we hope to get one of them demonstrated as well tonight. So a little bit of preparation work, okay? How to wire your pine cones. What you will need is the 20 gauge wires. We normally include 20 gauge wires in all our kits that we send out. If anybody has other wires at home, 19 gauge will work, but 22 is too light, okay? So what you do is in between the petals of the pine cone, you place your wire, you leave a little bit of wire sticking out, and then the longer piece of wire, you wrap it around the pine cone in between the petals until it comes around and it meets the short bit of wire. I'll give you a little bit of a hint here. Most of the things that I will wire here tonight, I will need a long piece of wire and a short piece of wire. And always the long piece of wire gets wrapped around the short piece of wire. And once you master that technique, everything else is really, really easy. So for any of our slow coaches, we'll do it again. You have your pine cone, you get your 20 gauge wire, you place the wire in between the petals, leaving a little bit sticking out. So that's your short wire. Your long wire gets wrapped around the pine cone in between the petals all the way around till it comes and it meets the short piece of wire. And basically you either twist them together or you wrap one around the other. For the orange slices or the lemon slices, anybody that has them in their kit, these are real easy. You get your 20 gauge wire, you insert it in through the orange or the lemon, anywhere of it all, and you bend it over. And you end up then with a short piece of wire and a long piece of wire. And the trick is the long piece of wire gets wrapped around the short piece of wire, and that's your orange slice wired. We'll do another one. So again, you get your slice, you stick your wire through, right through to the other side and bend over. You have a long piece of wire, a short piece of wire, and you wrap one wire around the other. If you're watching and there's something that you would like us to demonstrate, can't guarantee it, but put it in the comments there and we'll definitely get back to you at some stage with an answer. So I have these fabulous like dried out lines. Now lots of people try to stick a wire through them to the other side. They're a little bit difficult. So what you do is you rest it in between the cracks of the line. You end up then with a short piece of wire sticking out. The long piece of wire wraps around the line until it comes around and it meets the short bit of wire. And again, the trick is wrap one around the other. Long wire gets wrapped around the short bit of wire. If you have little cinnamon sticks, you can wrap them together in little bunches. Now, Nanny Kay normally wraps all our little cinnamon sticks. So I will put up our air code if anybody wants to send their cinnamon sticks to her. Okay. A message.
Emma has a question. Does the wire go thicker going up in numbers or down in numbers?
Down in numbers. So a 20 gauge will be classed as a heavier wire, right? 19 is even heavier. It's actually double the thickness of 20. 18 is even heavier. It's twice the thickness of 19. And 17, oh my God, it's like barbed wire. It's nearly like a coat hanger. Again, it's double the thickness of an 18. Where 22 is quite light, 24 is half that, it's even lighter, and 26 and 28, they get even lighter again. Again, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and we'll definitely answer you.
Joe wants to know, are the oranges still okay to use in your gin?
Oh, no, I prefer a fresh one. And anyway, I prefer lemons. Now, unless I'm on the Tanqueray gin, then I like the oranges. But normally with the Hendrix, I prefer the lemons. So to wire up our cinnamon sticks, these ones are wrapped in wool. You know Nanny Kay with the wool, okay? And these ones are wrapped with the hand-tied twine. So whichever ones you want to use, you basically stick the wire through the wool and you bend it over. So again, you end up with a short piece of wire and a long piece of wire. And again, the trick is one wire gets wrapped around the other. Don't worry about them wobbling. They'll be absolutely fine. Again, we'll do that again. You have your cinnamon sticks. They're tied together with a little bit of twine. And I'll let you in on a secret. When Nanny Kay is wiring up the cinnamon sticks, she often cheats and she puts a little bit of elastic band around them first to hold them in place. And then she wraps the twine around them.
Just to say, we are sort of glitching a tiny little bit. I think there's so many people trying to get in to watch. It's coming and going a little bit on Facebook. So just bear with us. If it happens to drop, we will come back. We are over on YouTube. So if it goes from Facebook, pop over to YouTube. YouTube is going perfectly. And so far, Instagram.
And normally it's YouTube is the one that pops up, isn't it? Yeah. So again, our 20 gauge wire in through the twine, bend over. So again, you have a long piece of wire, a short piece of wire. One gets wrapped around the other, and that's your cinnamon sticks. And the last thing I want to show you is your lotus pods or your lotus heads, okay? Lots of people look at these, they think they're going to be solid or they're hard, and they're really easy to wire. All you do is you get your wire, you stick it through one side, out through the other, you bend it over, and again, if you look, you have a long piece of wire and a short piece of wire. And the trick is, one gets wrapped around the other, and that's your lotus heads wired. Now that is something that you can always rewind later on and look back at them tutorials, how to wire all the accessories. Because as I move on all evening, I'm not going to keep showing them from scratch. I'll let you go back to the beginning. Now with our bows, we do have videos on making lots of different bows. Well, any of the kits that I sent out this fabulous Hessian ribbon that has a little bit of a red trim on it. Now, some of the kits have organza on them and other kits have different. And again, people might have their own materials that they prefer to use. But we will put the link in the comments with all the videos for making the different bows. So if you want to look back at something, or if again, you have a fabric and you'd love to see a video, post a photograph of what you have. And again, we'll definitely get back to you. Maybe not tonight, but definitely at some stage, because somebody's having a special birthday tonight. So again, to make that bow, you pretend you're wrapping it around to get like what we call the Marie Keating bow or the breast cancer bow. And again, you can adjust it to make the tails a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. The bigger that circle is at the back, the bigger the bow will be. You bring the back of the bow into where the tails cross over. I normally turn it on its side, so you're kind of getting like 2 circles or 2 loops, which we often call the figure 8 bow. You then squeeze, gather, pleat, squash, whatever way you want to describe it, you know what I mean? And this becomes your bow. And as I said, you can adjust it to make it larger or smaller. Again, using the wire, and it's the same trick. You wrap the wire around the center of the bow and you end up with a long piece of wire and a short piece of wire. And guess what? Long piece of wire gets wrapped around the short one 2 or 3 times, and that's your bow wired. Now, if you can get all the preparation work organized, you absolutely fly through making the wreath. The slow part is really getting all the decorations wired up.
We're getting lots of comments, Jeanette, about your headbands or your flower crown.
So the Nanny K, the Mrs. K, she actually made my headband this year. So she made it using the balls. Now it's a little bit, if I bend my head down, if I bow to anybody, it's a little bit top heavy, but you're listening, it does the job. So Deirdre said to me, sure, listen, if it falls off, you can pretend you're Ryan Tuberty, and instead of changing your jumper, you can change your headband. So I have a couple of different headbands. So you have your bow, you look at your wreath, and you decide, would you like your bow to be at the bottom of or the top of your dory? Now, for this demonstration, I'm going to use a pre-organized base already. And remember, you can purchase these in most of the supermarkets, Aldi, Lidl, Dunnes Stores, Super Quinn. A lot of them are selling a base, okay? And again, your local flower shop. So you can make your bow and decide then, do you want the bow at the top or at the bottom? Out of habit, I'm inclined to always put the bow at the bottom, but it really doesn't matter. It's personal taste. So the way you do it is with the wire, you stab the wire down through the base, okay? And if it hits a branch like that did, you find a different spot and you prod it through somewhere else. And of course, it's hitting the branch. I was going to say something. So I'm just spinning around. And this is what happens when you're doing a live class, you see? And we'll try somewhere else, okay? And it went through no problem that time. So there's our bow, stabbed down, and there's the wire coming through the opposite side, just where my hand is. And what you do with the wire is you make like a U-bend or a hairpin bend or a horseshoe shape, and you literally just stab it back up into the base, and that's how your wire is held in place or your bow is held in place. It's really easy to do, and remember, you can always go back and you can fix it in place.
Eileen Morgan Freeman over in Birmingham says she's just moved over to YouTube, but she's still going to comment on Facebook. So YouTube is glitching, and it seems to be the internet and the weather.
It's probably Storm Barrett tonight.
Storm Barrett tonight, yeah. I would love to see a few more of our overseas. I'm still haven't picked our overseas winner.
Oh,
tell us where you're from and tell us your favourite vegetable.
You know, they're probably in bed, dear. It's probably the middle
no,
of the
I did
night,
see a couple of people from New Zealand, but the comments was gone before I could catch hold of them. I need somebody to jump out at me that's going to win this amazing
prize. So remember,
prize.
you can put your name up there a few times. Mention mushy peas, you never win, or you never mind is what I meant to say. You could win. Remember, it's somebody's special birthday tonight. So again, like, you know, comment something that will draw your attention or draw Deirdre's attention to your name. So what I'm going to use is a couple of these kind of flocked or velvet poinsettia heads, and you can choose to use as many of them as you wish. I think I sent out 5 of them to everybody, but I think I just got 4. I obviously cocked up when I was setting out this kit here this evening, so I'm going to put 4 in. Now, some people are going to say, God, Jeanette, you always say don't use 4, and it makes a square shape. But I have no choice tonight because I've only got 4, and Santi is in the way to try and get the 5th one. So I'm going to stick to 4. But any of you that are working at home, you probably have the 5, so space them out. Now, how do you get the poinsettia in? They come on a plastic stem. I didn't have to wire these. They came on this plastic stem. And basically what we're doing is we're stabbing it down through the frame, you know what I mean, to put it in place. And where the stem came through the other side, we're making like a bend and pushing it back up into the base. And that's how your poinsettia is in place. And again, you can just divide them up. You know what I mean? I'm going to put a third one over here. And you know, for the moment, I might just leave the 3. So with somebody coming in for a little, oh, you got me an extra one, Santi. Fair play to you. I have to hold on to my crown. The only thing is, I'm after spacing the 3 of them out now, thinking I only had 4 of them. So I'm going to leave it at the 3. But fair play to Santi, he was going to give me the 5. Now, it'll be much nicer if you divide the 5 of them up, okay? The next thing then, what I say to you is wire up about 10 cones. I send everybody out 10 cones in their kit. Now, the mistake people are inclined to make with the pine cones is they only place them in between the poinsettias and they make kind of like a strict circle around the inside. What I like to do is add some of the pine cones around the outside of the base. So what I do is when I'm inserting the wires, I'm inserting the wire in on an angle that they're working towards the outside of the base. Now, all these wires that I'm inserting into the base, they're coming through the other side. And again, I'm making that little hairpin horseshoe little bend, and I'm sticking the wire back up into the base. Now, again, for anybody that purchased the wreath making kit, we did include a link, okay, which you can watch it. And what we will do is we'll put that link in the comments. So again, if anybody wants to watch it just in slow motion, that you can replay it, we'll organise that for you.
Now, can I just say, I have our 5 wreath making kit winners.
Okay.
We're not going to announce till the end, but do you know what? Everyone is commenting so well. I would love to see a few more shares. And if you're watching on Facebook, I know it keeps glitching, it keeps dropping for some. Obviously, it's the internet. But pop over to YouTube. There's loads of you over there on YouTube. You can comment on YouTube as well and enter the competition on YouTube also, or you can comment it here on Facebook or Instagram also. So now that I have my 5 wreath kit winners, I think I need another prize, Jeanette.
Okay, so our next prize, what about giving away a free course for the foam-free rope garland? So anybody then
That's
that
300 euros worth.
Actually, it's Christmas.
Okay.
And they're after going through a pandemic for the last 2 years.
Okay.
They're on their third booster at this stage. They deserve it, Deirdre. Be nice, okay? So this way then, how many are you going to come in here, Santi? How many do you think that you'll give away? If we give away a couple of them, we'll leave it to Santi and we'll give a little bit of a shout out now in a second. And you're back there, you're back, Santi.
How are we getting on? You want some more flowers?
I could have done it a few minutes ago when I'm starting, but you know what I mean? You arrived a bit too late and I already had the 3 in. 5 is actually a better number. So, so anyway, how many prizes are you thinking of giving away with the foam-free online course?
Oh, let me see.
It's worth 300 euros.
300 euros. Can I have the money instead?
Back off. No, back off. We're giving it away. And this is for everybody. South of Ireland, North of Ireland, overseas, Inverness, Clooney, Sligo, anywhere else that's looking. How many people?
I think we'll go 5.
5, Jesus, you're a bit miserable. I was thinking of going a little bit more.
Oh, well.
Well, what do you think of that with the pine cones in so far?
I'd rather have the bow on the top.
Oh, would you? Well, it's too late now. I'll do it on the next
Oh,
one.
it's not really. No, I'll tell you why. Look.
But the bow is upside down. You stop interfering. Stop interfering. Jeannie Mac, catching your beard.
You're really going to shave that time.
So we have a few shout outs there. Give us a look here. Okay. Oh, we have a birthday. Lauren McCritchie is 17 today.
Happy 17 to Laura. Happy Christmas, Laura.
And you know what?
That's a great age, 17.
She didn't send in her name, but Bernadette Calo has the same birthday as Mr. K.
Oh.
She lives up in, is it Ballyfermot, Clondalkin or Palmerstown? She's up around that area there. Give her a big shout out there, Bernadette.
Bernadette. Hi, Bernadette. How are you? And how old is Bernadette?
Oh, 21, I'd say.
21. No, I thought she's the same age as Kay.
Plus the VAT.
Oh.
Plus the custom duties. Okay, we have a couple here are all making their own Christmas wreaths this evening. We have Tracy, Siobhan, Aoife and Abby, and they're all making their Christmas wreaths at home.
Tracy, Eva and Abby. Oh, very happy Christmas.
There's a load of them making wreaths.
Yes.
And here we have Judith and Haley up in Rathfarnham.
Rathfarnham, yes.
Wreath experts. This is their second year making their own Christmas
Oh
wreaths.
my God. Happy Christmas, Haley.
And you see this, Ryan McGann up in Palmerstown and they're after getting a new baby sister, little baby Erin. Isn't
Aaron,
that
yeah.
gorgeous?
Oh, yeah. And look at the age of Aaron.
Oh my God, 8
Oh.
years old.
My God.
And down in County Wexford, we have baby Fergie O'Brien in County Wexford.
Oh, I think I know that place. That's it. That's down on the coast there.
Down the south.
The
down
sunny
the south.
southeast.
Sunny
Oh,
southeast.
yeah. Happy Christmas, Fergie.
And I see we've actually more people in Wexford. I don't know whether these are related, okay? We've Aisling, Orla, Killian, Aoife, Connor, and Owen. I don't know whether they're brothers and sisters, but you wish them there a big, big happy Christmas.
Big happy Christmas to you all there in Wexford. Have a nice day. Be careful. And
what do I tell them to behave themselves?
well, otherwise you go on the naughty step.
They'll be going on the naughty step.
Yeah.
We already had a naughty list.
Yes, you certainly had.
So what I have here is a couple of the gold picks, and anybody that wants to add a bit of glitter to the wreath, all you do is stab them down, and again, where the plastic stem comes through the other side, you hook it around and it holds in place. So again, get your poinsettia, it's a gold poinsettia, stab it down into it, and where your plastic stem comes through the other side, make a little hook and push it back up into the base. And again, we'll hold it this way because our bow is at the bottom. And that's what it looks like with the bit of glitter. Now again, most of you have more poinsettias than me because I only put the 2. I'm still catching you, Santi, there. So I tell you what I'm going to do is, I know a couple of people were asking us about the lemon slices and the cinnamon sticks. And I could be anybody that wants to kind of give like, somebody called this the mulled wine, and somebody else called it cinnamon and spice, or lemons and spices. So all you do.
I'm going to water the elf.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to water the horse. So all you do with your lemon slices is stab the wire down into your base, okay? And again, the wire that comes through the other end, you're making a little hook, and that holds in place. Now you will find with these wreaths, don't overthink them. So the people that are working at home there, Judith and Megan and Jessica and everybody else that's making up their own wreaths at home there this evening, don't overthink it. Just spin it around on the table, and wherever your eye is drawn to, that's probably the area where you need to add in, like say, you know what I mean, whether it be the pine cone or the poinsettia head, you know, that way, just kind of go for it. Don't overthink it. I think when people try to make it too even or make it too exact, that's normally when it doesn't work out. So I'm just adding in, I've about 6 of the lemon slices just kind of added in there. We'll just move them around, and just to kind of give you an idea, that's what it looks like to see with the slices of fruit in it. But again, if you want to add in the little bunches of cinnamon sticks, okay, again, I showed you at the beginning how to wire these. We're stabbing our wire down into our base, and where the wire comes through the other side, I always call this the gynecology hand for anybody that has watched me before. So the wire that comes through the other side is, I don't look and I feel my way. I make that little hook and I push the wire back up into the base. So basically, don't be lifting it up off the table. Bring it over your kitchen table or your island, whatever you're working on. So basically, this hand there is free. It's poking away. It's feeling the wire coming through the other side. And again, it's making it like bending the wire up into that little horseshoe or that U-bend and pushing the surplus wire back up into the base. Now, again, I'd love people to share, okay? We'd really, really appreciate it. So maybe people that are overseas, we'd love it to be shared in your country. People that are living in Ireland and the UK, we'd really appreciate if you shared it in some of your flower groups. So anybody that's a member of a flower group or a flower club based anywhere in the world, we'd really appreciate if you shared it. And again, remember to take part in the competition. What was the question anyway? Or did we decide on the question for the phone free?
Of the phone free. I thought we were still going on vegetables.
Are we still on the vegetables? Keep it simple.
Might as well keep it simple, yes.
So keep posting, and remember Christmas Day, you can have 4 or 5 different veg. So again, if you've already picked up what was your favourite, now start telling us what your second favourite is.
Flower Bumble Cottage says, quickly eating my spaghetti bolognese, back to watch the video. Christy McCookie says, your Jeanette, you were unbelievable at improvisation. So impressive.
This is what happens. It'll be all right on the night. So I'm just going to use a bit of organza ribbon. But
okay, sorry, just before you go on, Angela Mitchell says, did she miss out what to do to win the course? So we just might explain that. So to win the course, all you need to do is comment what is your favorite vegetable to eat on Christmas Day, and tell us where in the world you are, because that will determine what course you're going to win.
There you go.
So yeah,
So what I've just done is using the organza is I've just hooked it around the frame, and there it is, ready to hang on your door. And you can hang it on your door handle, you can hang it on your knockers, you can hook it over the top of the door, you can use a command stick, you could use a stick up air freshener or a suction pads. There's lots and lots of different ways of decorating or hanging up your door wreath. So we're getting plenty of shares there.
Lots of shares coming in, and YouTube is hopping here at the moment. Lots of comments coming in. Sabrina says, my son Aaron wants to know, does the vegetable soup count? Because that's all he eats.
That's got. I think Aaron definitely, yeah, he'll be able to enter, and he'll obviously have to give it to his mammy.
He'll obviously have to give it to his mammy.
Right. So while you're just organising there, is you give a little bit of a shout out, you know, that way, and I'm just going to organise my greeting for the next week.
Hey, Sinead, maybe you might hop in and do. Okay, Sinead's been shy, so I'm going to come in. You've never seen me, and I'm probably not even on the camera. Okay, we've done Lauren and it's our birthday. We've done those. Have you got the other ones?
Have we done
all of them?
I've done all of them.
Oh Lord. Okay, well I'm off then, and I'm going to shout out from the other side of the camera. Hang on a second.
I'm nearly there.
Okay, let me see. Who have we got?
Oh, it's just a quick way of clearing the table. Okay,
hang on a second. I have Amelia, who is 9 tomorrow. So wishing her a happy birthday. We've Marnie, Dolly, and Vic who are watching in. We've Darcy McDade and Dahi who are watching in. We've Aveen and Owen from Casablanca who are also watching in. Yeah, that's who I have at the moment. Now there's loads of shout outs coming in the comments. The comments are flying, and I'm really sorry if we can't get
so we missed them. Just post it again, and it'll come up then on the second round, okay? So to make your Christmas door wreath from scratch, and this one I'm going to keep it kind of more au naturel, right? I'm going to use 2 of the wire rings. So these are the wire rings that come in the wreath making kit. Now it is possible to use one on its own, but I'm going to use 2 of them together at the same time. You'll see why, because it's going to be quite heavy. So I'm also going to use the roll of real wire. So this is also the real wire that comes in the kit. And again, you can see the way I'm just hooking around the wire rings there just to hold them together. So to save time, I have made up some of the bunches of greenery. So I'm just going to take 1 or 2 of them apart just to let you see what they actually are. So you're going to go out to your garden and you're going to cut up pieces of foliage. So I've little bits of holly there with bits of berry on it. I've little bits of the silver Sussex. Now I know we've had a couple of garden centres contact us recently to say they have the Sussex silver for sale. So if there is any garden centres watching there, please comment. I know Mylands Garden Centre in Galway has them for sale. Put your links up in the comments there, and again, we'll get people to buy them. We have a little bit of eucalyptus, and again, a bit of holly that has no berry on it. So all you do is you bunch your greeneries together. You can get your little bit of holly, your little bit of silver Sussex, your little bit of eucalyptus, and if you want it, your little bit of berry. That's how simple it is you're just bunching everything together. And then using the real wire, or you can use the 20 gauge wires. Now, because I have the real wire caught on here, it's probably easier to just get the real wire and wrap it around. So because I already have it attached onto the rings, I'm just catching the wire there, and you can see the way I'm wrapping around just to hold them all together. And you don't even have to wrap around as many times as I did. You can also add in little pieces of spruce. So again, I'm just going to take this wire off just to let you show you how I made these bunches. So in this particular bunch, I had a little bit of our noblest, our Christmas spruce. I had a little bit of our silver Sussex. I had a little bit of the holly with a bit of berry on it. And I had a little bit of eucalyptus, there's a bad leaf on there, a little bit of eucalyptus as well. Bunch it all together, use the roll of real wire, wrap it around. If you've got your real wire cut on like I have there, just use one of the florist wires. We included everything in the kit so that you had all the bits and pieces, okay? Now to make it, hopefully we can see there a bit of space,
you're fine,
okay?
yeah.
Right, so when you're making up your door wreath, to make your wreath a little bit bigger, because these are 12-inch rings that we send them out to the public, okay? But you see the previous wreath was a lot bigger than 12 inches, but that was actually made on the 12-inch ring. So the trick is, when you're placing the foliage on, place it on an angle onto the base. See that direction there? That's sticking out from the frame. So when you look at the back there, you can see what I mean, the way it's making the wreath look a little bit bigger. Now, I know there's lots of people watching asking, did she not use a moss base or did she not use a straw base? Absolutely not. For Christmas, we don't use any bases. We make them directly onto the rings. And again, a lot of you will probably ask, well, will the stuff last? Remember on the 28th of September, if you don't, look back to our videos. On the 28th of September, I actually demonstrated how to make an autumnal wreath, okay, using eucalyptus, black pittosporum out of the garden, a bit of laurel out of the garden, a little bit of oak leaf that I'd actually bought in, and what else? Can't remember. I think, a bit of silver Sussex I did. And I made it onto a straw base, but the straw was dry, okay? You know, I mean, just a straw base. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it's still on the door to this day. So it's nearly going into 10 weeks old, okay? And it's absolutely perfect. So it doesn't need any moisture. Mine is on a porch door, so it's definitely not getting any moisture, and it's absolutely fine. So for your Christmas wreaths, okay, and your autumnal wreaths, because they're actually in the cold, they'll be absolutely fine, and you can just make them straight onto the base. Normally you'll get away with just working with one ring, but because this one is going to be a little bit heavy, just for a bit of strength, I'm putting the 2 rings together. So again, to show you how to make it, you get your bunches and you place them onto your base on an angle. And the real wire then wraps around the wire ring and the ends of the bunches of foliage that are held together. So I've only got 2 bunches on so far, and that's what it looks like. And to make it a little bit bulkier, what I did was I got some of the ilex flower, or the ilex berry. It's part of the holly family, okay? So it's just berry and little bits of eucalyptus. I just wired them on their own. And just here and there, I'm just going to add in an extra little bit, and again, just wrap it on. And it's going to make it a little bit bulkier and give me a bit more texture.
Okay, so a couple of people are asking, Jeanette, but I think you did answer it, that the video was frozen. Why are you using 2 rings? And the second question is, can people watch this on the replay? You absolutely can. It'll be on the replay, but we're over live on YouTube, and YouTube is playing a blinder tonight.
Okay.
So if you want to hop over to YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube, and you can screencast it onto your television then from YouTube too.
So again, for anybody that missed it there, the reason why I'm using the 2 wire rings together is to give a little bit of strength, okay? Because this is going to have a lot of material on it, and it just makes it stronger. The other thing that you can do is you could add on, or you could make your frame using bull wire. And if anybody has, again, watched me before on YouTube, we've lots of videos on YouTube. I do show how to make the frames out of coat hangers and out of bull wire.
Suzanne wants to know, are you doing the same angle on all the pieces?
Yeah, so the majority of them are angled, okay? So there I have one angled, okay? I'll just put that one on there, just so you can see. And then I'll put another one, and I'll put that one on angled. But then I find what happens is, close into the wire ring, it actually hasn't happened at this particular piece, okay? But sometimes close into the wire ring, it's a little bit flat in there. So this is where I have an extra bit of berry and eucalyptus, and I'm just going to overlap that to the inside, and it just kind of fills that up. Now, it's not necessary to do that, but again, I just wanted this one to be extra nice and lots of little textures in it. And it's just as I'm wrapping up the bunches, I did forget to mention, well, seeing our virtual assistant was over from Scotland, it's not really thistle. Well, rigging them there, it looks like thistle, and a lot of people call it thistle. I've just wired in a little bit of the thistle. And again, that lasts brilliant, it does. You know, that way it just dries out onto the bases. So again, just come over there. So we just keep wrapping around. And again, just to let you see what it's looking like so far. Anybody has any questions at all, post your questions in the comments. I'll definitely answer all your questions. And again, if I don't get to, in case we missed a question this evening, I will come back to you tomorrow. I'll go through all the comments. Now again,
sorry, somebody just said, Geraldine says that she did your version of the mantelpiece that you showed last year to this week.
Fair play to you. Post a photograph over on the Kay's Flirty Fun group. I'd absolutely love to see it. There has been some really nice ones posted there the last few days. It's just been brilliant to have. Now, speaking of mantelpiece arrangements, on Friday morning, we're going to have what we call At Home with Jeanette. So this is where I'm going to virtually invite you all to my home on Friday morning at 10 o'clock. And you're going to make your own cup of tea, so I don't have to be washing cups or anything. But the great thing is you won't have to wear your mask when you come to my home because you're going to be virtual. And what I'm going to do live on Friday morning is I'm going to decorate the mantelpiece. We've had a post up for the last few days, giving people kind of ideas, you know, that way. And it's gas, like I said, like what colour would you like me to do? And definitely the majority, good 90% said red, didn't they, Deirdre?
Oh, 90%.
So they definitely have to be a red one. Now I have lots and lots of the ilex berry, and that's my plan, is to add in lots and lots of the ilex berry to give like lots of textures. So again, just to hold this up that you can see what it's looking like. And again, just to show you there at the back, you can see the way I'm coming outside the frame and it's making a little bit larger.
Sorry, I'm after missing the name, but they asked me, if you're putting it on a grave, do you need to put it on a moss base?
Absolutely not. This will last even better on a grave than it will on a door. If it's on a grave, it's lying down and the rain is actually coming down on it. And chances are it's definitely outside. Where when you're hanging it on, in my house, I'm hanging it on a porch door. So even though it's cold, it's not actually outside. And it still lasts for ages, you know, that way. Like, you know, I mean, if I was selling these, I would be telling my customer, these will last easily 4 weeks. But I know for a fact they last longer than 4 weeks. But you're kind of selling them. That's your sales ploy. They last like 4 weeks, no bother at all.
Marion wants to know on YouTube, will the birds attack the wreath for the berries?
They probably will. So keep your porch door closed. But it would be nice now to feed the birds.
Absolutely. Julie wants to know on Facebook, how many bunches does it take to fill the wreath?
32 bunches is normally what I would guess is what it's going to take. So, you know what I mean? If you're doing that at home, you know, like maybe make it 35 to be on the safe side. But normally 32 is what I work at and it works out for me.
Mary wants to know, do you wrap the spruce around the wire in the same way?
If you're doing it in all spruce, do you mean? Absolutely. So what you do is you can either place your spruce pieces on individually and wrap them on, but what you will find it easier is you're only learning how to do this, wire maybe 2 or 3 pieces together. It makes it bulkier and fuller and it looks much, much nicer. Or the other thing you could do is you could grab 2 or 3 pieces of spruce together. When you're experienced, you'll be able to do this. Rest them on the frame and then you'll be able to attach the wire around it. But with the mixture of foliage, it's easier to wire them first.
Michelle said she's moved over to YouTube. It's her first time watching it on YouTube and it's actually much better because you get a much wider angle on YouTube.
I still look skinnier now, but just because it's a wide angle now. I don't look like a wide angle.
If it is still freezing a little bit on Facebook, do you make the swags? My dad would never let us, hang on a second, put up a wreath, so could not put one up myself.
Well, I'm going to do a swag this evening, okay? So I'm going to do a swag this evening, and I'm going to use one of the ropes, okay? And we're also giving away, was a 5 or 10 of the foam-free garland courses, okay?
And I have 8.
You've 8 picked out
already.
I've 8 picked out
already.
So that's our daddy won't
and
say something nice.
I have the winner of the Module 1 course starting in January. Picked out.
Okay, so all the winners are going to be announced at the end. So stay tuned, okay? Because obviously if you don't acknowledge when your name was called out, will they lose?
Oh, they will.
Okay, boss.
I think it was Mary Jane said that, is there any way of getting a discount off Module 1 in January that she's broke?
Okay, we're all broke, I know. What you can do, who's the Mary?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. What you can do is if you live in the Republic of Ireland, you will either be entitled to the SkillNet grant, which is 25%, the Social Welfare grant, which is €1,000, and if you're Northern Ireland or the UK, there's a grant for you as well. Best thing to do, drop us an email and I'll send you on all the information. info@flowerschoolireland.com. Now, just Deirdre, I'm just at the end here to see just for my last piece. And the easiest way to get your last piece in is kind of like place it in kind of vertical rather than on a slant. So this last piece goes in vertical onto the frame. And when you're bringing the wire around, I call it the wiggle and the wangle. So you're wiggling the wire in and out through the material, pulling it tight, okay? Wiggling it in and out through the berries so that you're not flattening everything down. And again, pull that tight. And again, 2 or 3 times for good luck. So a bit of wiggling and wangling so you're not like flattening down all the material. And that will be your last piece of foliage in. So there's a base made up using a mixture of foliage. The wire that's left over, I'm just going to cut it off. I'm going to hook it in through the 2 wire frames that are together. And then I'm just going to basically twist it around itself, okay?
And then just Eileen asked, which is best, the ilex or hypericum berry?
There's better value with the Ilex, personally, I think. And plus, it dries out and it lasts for ages, it does. It's an absolute brilliant laster. Where the Hyperion Berry probably sounds like it's cheaper, but there's a lot less material on it. So I think personally, the Ilex is definitely the best value one. So again, just twist our wire around, and there's our base prepared. Now that on its own would be just lovely to hang on your door. But again, if you want to add in some decorations or materials, so I have a few little bits and pieces here in my kit. So I won't spend too long decorating it. So what seems to be nice and popular at the moment is the velour ribbon, okay? So I have a gorgeous green velvet velour ribbon. And again, I'm going to go for a longer ribbon this time. Can you see the scissors there, Sinead? So I have it here beside me. I'm going to go for a longer ribbon rather than the shorter one that I did there a little while ago. So this is where I'm making the same bow. I'm wrapping it around, kind of getting our Marie Keaton bow. I'm keeping it that little bit smaller. I'm bringing the back part into the front. And again, I'm going to scrunch it in really tight. If it's your first time making these bows, practice it on florist ribbon first, okay? Or even practice it on the Hessian ribbon. It's a little bit easier to work with. And again, watch the little videos. We'll post them in the comments there, the videos to our blog, where we show you how to make lots and lots of different types of bows. So there's our little velvet bow, okay? And you can see the way I'm leaving the strings nice and long. And just at the end here, I'm going to fold over the ribbon, do our 45-degree cut up into it to get our dovetail on it. You see like the little V at the bottom. But also what I'm going to use is this gorgeous royal blue ribbon, and there's a very fine gold little tinge at the side, okay? So I'm going to go for a nice long piece of this as well. So we cut this off. What are you laughing at?
Dawn Matthews says she's going backwards and forwards, but she prefers the comments on your Facebook.
Yeah, this what probably more people interact on Facebook, but the competitions are open between them all. So we're watching Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, you know, that way. So it doesn't matter where you're commenting, we'll definitely be picking the prizes right across the board. So again, using our blue taffeta, I have it wrapped around, bring the back part in, scrunch it in there nice and tight in the center. And again, you could choose just to use one or other of the bows, but I'm going to go for both tonight. I'm going to use the green one and the blue one. And Santi, will we go with the top or will we go with the bottom this time?
Oh, go with the bottom.
I was planning on going on the top. The last time you said to me, and I'm after leaving the strings long. So we'll ask that question again, Santi. Will we go with the top or will we go with the bottom, Santi?
I think we go with the top.
I think that's a great suggestion, Santi. So because Santi suggested going at the top, because we've left the tails long, it'll look much better. Great suggestion, Santi. Jamie, Matt, you can't get good staff. I tell you, the put payment has specced it all up. I tell you, none of them will come to work. So here we get our wire. We stick it down through our base, okay? You position your bow in place. I'm not putting it in backwards. There we go. Get the right side of the velvet looking out. And again, the wire that comes through the other side, I'm hooking it up into the wreath. And then I'm going to place the blue bow on top of it. Now, if you prefer, you can put the blue one underneath and the green one on top, whichever way you choose.
Ellen wants to know, can you use a foam ring instead, as I don't have wire rings? Is it a different method?
It is a slightly different method, but you could use it. But like just nowadays with foam free, you know, that way we're kind of keeping tonight a little bit foam free. And the tutorials that we're giving away are all foam free. But you can, but it is slightly different.
Teresa says the wreath is beautiful. She'll have to start watching it at the start again. Ginny says, I'm going to be late for work this morning. Lots of laughs. She's watching from New Zealand.
Hello there.
I think we'll give her a sick note. Will we give her a sick note?
We'll give her a sick note.
Yeah, Ginny, we'll give you a sick note.
So this is what it looks like so far with our bow. Our bow at the top, as Santi suggested, okay? Now, for decorating this wreath, I have these fabulous, I'll just empty out my little box here, okay? I have these fabulous blueberries. They're like an artificial kind of like a blueberry, and they come on their own little stem or their own little wire. So all I have to do, and it's going to complement the blue thistle. Sinead brought the thistle home from Scotland, remember, okay? It's original, but we're going to pretend it's thistle. And we're just going to place them here and there, in and out through the wreath. Santi, you're itching to come back in again there. Come on in there and have a little chat to us. Go on. What, have you any news for us?
Hello.
Hello there. How's things going with you?
And what colour purple is this?
That's a bluey shade of purple, it is. So any news down your end?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
What's the news and the scandal? Go on, tell us.
Well, the news is Rudolph was after eating all the mushy peas.
Oh, he's not.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes.
Is there a smell off him?
Well, I couldn't find a mask.
There's plenty of masks around, Santi.
Yeah.
Plenty of masks around. So have you anybody to give a shout out there to?
Have we got anybody there
I
now?
have here, and I tell you what, the shout out that Santa's giving out now are the winners of the Wreath kits that Santa's going to give away.
Do you think you'd be able to read that out? Did you go to school, Sandy?
Geraldine Buckley.
Geraldine Buckley, got that one right. So she's one of the winners
Of the Wreath kit.
the Wreath kit. Fair
I
play
know
to you.
this Sabrina who?
Sabrina Bowden.
Sabrina Bowden. Oh my God.
Now, just to let you see, there it is with the blueberries. Do you see, just randomly placed through it? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pine cones, and I'm going to add the pine cones towards the outside and towards the inside. You put the glasses on, you Santi, are you?
Yes.
Well, and what's the next
Now
thing?
we have
You should- you should
Sinead.
know that
Yeah, oh
then.
yeah,
You
Sinead
knew
Corcoran.
Sinead. So Sinead Corcoran, you're a winner of our foam-free garland. is
No,
it?
the wreath making kit.
Oh, the
These
wreath
are all the
making
wreath making kits.
Now, these are all living in Ireland, so
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
going to be posted out. So what you have to do, we have a few more names now, is email us before 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, okay? Because remember, we'll be going on our holidays, okay? So 7 o'clock tomorrow evening with your name and your address. Make sure you have your air code, and we'll get the kits posted out to you. Now, we've loads more winners to announce.
And Louise, we have Louise here as well.
Louise Giblin, or is
Yeah.
Louise Goblin?
Giblin, I think we call her Goblin.
I think, yeah, Goblin, seen it's Christmas, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's another winner. Now, I know you're going to struggle with that name there.
Yes, yes.
Kiva.
Kiva Flynn.
Absolutely.
I got the Flynn right.
You got the Flynn right. So Kiva Flynn, you're another winner of our wreath making kit. So that's the 5 wreath making kits that's in your Santi
No,
set.
congratulations to you all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jeanette, sorry, and Santi, somebody just says here, where I have to go back to the comment. My mother always says, this is Avril, blue and green should not be seen except when on an Irish colleen.
And we are the Irish colleens, aren't we,
Oh,
Santi?
yes, well, speak for yourself.
So again, just to let you see, so far, there I've added some pine cones. Can you see in and out through the berries? And like everything there in that wreath, a lot of it can be sourced, you know, the way locally. The eucalyptus, like maybe laurel out of your own garden, maybe a little bit of spruce. Remember, you can always use spruce that are from leftover branches off the Christmas tree. And actually, talking about leftover branches, did you see the ones in Wexford?
Oh, I did.
Down in Rosslare.
Absolutely beautiful.
They were sent out, yeah, well, but did you see the size of the branches they got?
Oh,
They went out looking for branches of a Christmas tree, and they came home with a whole tree. And they cut it up, they did. What was her name? Can you remember what her name was, Santi?
Oh, I think it was
Fiona.
Fiona. Oh, Fiona.
Fiona it was.
Oh,
Fiona,
yeah, Fiona
absolutely.
Bent.
Fiona Bent down in Rosslare.
Yes, I
absolutely.
do. I remember her all
She
right.
made some fabulous Christmas
Yes,
stories
yeah.
following the tutorial that we showed you. So there it is with a couple of our lotus pods or our lotus heads. And the last thing I'm going to add to it is a couple of the cinnamon sticks. So
Yeah.
again, like it's a simple enough wreath, keeping it very, very natural. Do you know that way?
And there's a beautiful smell up as
Fabulous
well.
smell.
Absolutely
But I don't know
beautiful.
whether it's a better smell than the mushy peas or what
Well,
what
no,
Rudolph
no,
let
well.
off there a little while ago.
And
Well,
Joe Backhorse wants to know what size was the wire frame you used.
So
Jeanette?
the wire frame was a 12-inch wire frame. But again, if you watch the tutorial, you'll see the way I came out on an angle from the frame. So that way I was able to make it a lot bigger. So it's probably about 18 inches wide in total, just if you're kind of like wondering yourself what width it was. You could make it the size of the actual frame, the 12 inches. But personally, I like door wreaths to be big and full and glamorous. Rather than miserable and skimpy. Like there is enough people out there making skimpy wreaths. Now, none of our students make skimpy looking wreaths, but I like to give good value. So there we go with a couple of our cinnamon sticks going in and out through this. And this is what it's looking like so far. We'll just pull out our ribbons there, our blues and our green velvets. So our blue and green Irish colleen. Nice and simple, and again, an all natural.
That's actually fabulous.
Now
It
you
is,
could
gorgeous.
add, but I don't think it needs it. What
No,
do
I
you
don't think so.
Yeah,
No, I think
you
leave
could
it as it
add
is.
the orange
Yeah.
slices through it.
And all the people that didn't win the wreath making kit are saying, where can they buy it?
Okay, we do have the. Can you just pass us one of the kits there, Sinead? So we do have the kits for sale on our website under Floral Sundry. Sinead will put the link in the comment, and you get 3 of the wire frames. Now, if you were making your base a little bit lighter, you'll get away with 1 wire ring. But if you want to make it as full and as heavy as the one I did tonight, use 2 together to be on the safe side. I'm always saying to the students, to be sure, to be feckin' well sure. And included in the kit is the roll of real wire. You've seen me using it. is the bunch of 20 gauge wires for adding on the decorations, and also a roll of organza ribbon that'll do you the whole year round. So then all you have to do is make a hanger for it. So I'm just going to get my organza ribbon. By the way, it can be any ribbon. It doesn't have to be organza. So get a length of ribbon, and then you're going to hook it.
Maria says that it would cost a fortune to buy it. Like, what do you
Oh,
think?
it absolutely
How would you price that?
Well, without pricing, it doesn't matter what it costs to make, okay? That wreath will be 90 to 120 euros is the selling price of it in a flower shop. That is the price, you know, that way. Now, obviously, there's a lot of labor. Remember, I had all the preparation work done. So in case anybody's watching this and God, that only took her 15 minutes to make. Remember, I had all the preparation work done, as in I had all the cones wired, the cinnamon sticks, the bunches of greenery, the lotus pods, like even the berries, they were wired already. So this was really just like, again, it can be boring for you, and I want to try and get as much in as possible. What way are we for time there, Deirdre?
I think, well, we're on, it's 54, it's 17.
We're an hour already.
Yeah,
oh my God. So will we go for the door swag, or what will we go for? Or will we go for the single rose?
I can go for the door swag, and we'll see if they want to hang on to the silk.
Okay, right, so quick clean of the table, right? So what you need now is a rope, okay? We've got a smaller bit of rope there, Deirdre. I thought I had one cut in half.
Here.
There we go. So you get a length of rope and you cut it to whatever size you want. I'm just going to get me bunches. You give a shout out there, Deirdre.
And the Finest Flowers Ireland, there's no company like you. You are very kind. Thank you so much. But you know what? I actually, while you're doing that, I just want to say from behind the camera, thank you so much to everybody. I will in a while.
Yeah.
But thanks to everybody, because like we're always saying, please share, please do this. And they do. And everybody has really supported us and really brought us along this new journey of online floristry, when everyone told us it couldn't be done.
And I was probably one of them people at the beginning, and I would have said there's no way we would be able to teach students online. And the amount of florists out there who have also voiced their opinions, and we have proven them wrong. We have turned out amazing florists in the past year, and there's lots of them running really, really successful business, as well as working in very successful flower shops for other florists. Remember, if you're looking for a job, go to the job opportunities on our website, flowerschoolireland.com. We've lots of jobs advertised. And again, if there's any flower shops watching that's looking to employ a Case Flower School student, word up your advert, email it to us, info@flowerschoolireland.com, and we advertise for free. Like, we're out there to help everybody. Our motto is collaboration, not competition. And once a student of Case, always a student of Case.
And it really is in life. It's about pull together, work together, and
life is too short, you know that way. And I seen a great comment the other day. Just because we don't say anything, we know what's going on. So what we have here is our reel wire is wrapped around, just basically wrapped around the end of the rope, okay? And then we have all our little bunches of greenery kind of like made up already. I'm going to place that onto the end of the rope. And again, using the reel wire. So this is where your reel wire will come in handy. I'm going to wrap it around 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times. Again, to be sure, to be feckin' well sure. And this is what it's going to look like. It'll start to straighten out as I add more material to it.
We have an amazing person who's watching, and I've never actually seen her watch us before. We have cousin Kaylee is watching down from all the way down from Rosslare, and she says hello.
Hi, Kaylee. How are you?
Uncle John, she says hello to.
Is Uncle John here tonight? Is he?
I thought he was earlier on.
I thought he was, but I think he's gone home to cook the mushy peas there, Kaylee. But listen, absolutely lovely. And I've seen your photographs of your wreaths that you made, and you've done an amazing job. So if there is anybody down in Rosslare, Kaylee has half a Christmas tree down there. She's making lots of Christmas wreaths. So get in touch with her there. And I tell you, is it 80 €? She's selling them for?
80 euro.
80 euro she's selling them for. Remember, she needs to buy a new phone for Christmas. Or is it a new car?
Becky Brewer says over on YouTube, the video instruction is key. I wasted money on so many courses and all the reading and poorly drawn sketches. Your videos are superb.
Thanks a million. Who's that?
Becky Brewer.
Fair play to you, Becky. I really appreciate that. We do try with all our courses, and I know we have I have a very informal way of teaching students. Obviously, at these live classes, everything is a lot more rushed, you know, that way I have a lot of the prep done. But when you do your proper training courses with us, everything is from scratch, you know, that way. And I show you everything. But plus, I give you 100% support. You will nearly get one-to-one teaching with me with your WhatsApp. Just to let you see so far, the way I'm just adding the little bunches, can you see, onto the rope, okay? And you can see it starting to straighten out now, and the wall is starting to shake there. Must be the storm. And you can make this as long as you wish. Now I'm going to add on another few bunches. Come on,
Money Events, and she's watching in from Botswana in Africa.
Hello,
Emily
Molly.
Rose in Norfolk says she can second that about the videos.
Thanks a
Flowers
million.
by Julie says, thank you, ladies, straight from the heart.
Oh, thank you.
Trisha Kenny says, fun factor to the courses all the time. Somebody asked me about the berries, where they are. Joe, I think, was artificial. Are the berries artificial?
The blueberries were artificial, yeah. Santi took them off Rudolph. Rudolph was trying to eat them. So I don't know, what shop did you buy them in, Santi? The blueberries. I think it was the pound shop.
Olivia says, of course, a great value for money. You learn so much, and help and guidance is second to none. Lots of lovely comments coming in. Our heads are swelling here at the
Oh,
moment.
I tell you, I'll have to get a new crown. Hold on, absolutely. Where's my Rudolph ones? My head has gone too big for that one. I have a bigger one there now. How's my head fitting in that?
That's much
So
better.
again, just to let you see so far how our swag is coming. Now remember, I had all the bunches made, so that's obviously going to take a little bit of the time off. But these take a lot less material to make, you know what I mean? So again, any of your leftovers, you know the way somebody asked how many bunches would they make? And I said it takes 32, but maybe make 35. But if you get in and made maybe 40 of them, well then any of the leftovers that you have, you know, that way you could make up these swags. And you get a rope, like most hardware shops will sell ropes. And again, we do have the full tutorial where, again, I thought you were going to give away 10 of them. I know you've only called out.
No, that's only the Wreath kit.
Oh, you haven't called out the names yet?
No, of the winners
Right.
of the
So there's
course.
10 people tonight getting a free
And
course.
I have 9.
Oh, you've 9 so far, so
Yeah.
you need another one,
No,
okay?
one more. And just over on Instagram, Alan Kinsler says, you're doing a great job, girls. EY's course is online. It's fully hands-on, and instructions are so clear.
Thanks a million, Alan. Really appreciate all the support that you've given us. And do you remember Alan came here with his little girl there? Do you remember they won the long time ago, a good few years. What age is she now, Alan? Does Santi need to give her a little shout out, or has she gone too big for sitting on Santi's knee? So again,
Sally Siggles is on, and she says she's loving the guys.
forgetting about Sally Siggins, Jamie Mac. So there we have Sally Siggins down in Sligo. Put your link up there, Sally. Has these amazing calendars, okay? So we have 3 of these, and again, you're going to see, look at Ben Bulbin with all the snow on it. So that has to be Tom Mitchell's farm, doesn't it? Or was it Liam Mitchell's farm? So, or maybe now it's Siggins' farm anyway. It looks a bit clean. But there we go, all the parts of Sligo, all the farm, and lots of amazing, oh, that's definitely Tom Mitchell's farm there, I'd say. So you can get these calendars from Sally. I'm not sure the price, but your contact her. She said she has 40 of them left. Ideal Christmas present, and will be beautiful as a stocking filler, or again for anybody that's living abroad. So again, 3 people who would like, I have 4 of them, but I want to keep one, okay? Because I love these calendars myself. I just love the big boxes for putting all your details in. You know, I'm old-fashioned. So we're looking for 3 people who'd like a calendar. It has to be in Ireland because I want to post them, okay? So again, tag Sally Siggins there and Sinead, and Deirdre will pick 3 names.
So Sally, I see that you're on YouTube, so post your link there, and maybe go over to Facebook as well and post your link over
That way
there.
then I can pick a winner on Facebook, a winner on Instagram, and a winner on YouTube. So Sally, I'm depending on you to post the links.
Sherry says, I love the live videos. I've learned so much of tricks from us. Well, imagine what you learn when you really come to us,
Absolutely.
Sherry.
Because this is all only like a little bit teasing, you know that way. This is just to give you the urge, and then hopefully you'll come to us.
Marion said that those swags are amazing. They actually are.
They are. They're so easy and so simple. So I'm just cutting the reel wire. I'm shortening the rope. You can make the rope as long as you want. This will fit on my door or somebody's door. I'm putting a little bit of sellotape around where the reel wire finished, even though I've wrapped it around a couple of times. Now I'm going to finish it off with a bit of ribbon. I'm not just leaving sellotape on it, but I'm just putting sellotape around the bottom there, just to catch in the reel wire. Hands are fairly dirty here anyway, but this is what it looks like so far. Now there is a way, people would say, what about the colour of the rope at the back? When that's hanging on the door, you're not going to see the blue rope. But if you want to, what you could do was Cover the rope with green ribbon before you start. Don't cover it with anything expensive, like florist ribbon will be fine. So I'm now going to do a red velvet bow, pick up the red berries. So we'll do our collar bow. And I think a double collar bow might look nice on this one. Now again, it's a bit hard to demonstrate the double collar bow with a floppy ribbon, but I have actually done it on the tutorials. And Sinead there, if you put up a link for the double collar bow, you will be able to see it. And Sinead, can you pass me a length of red normal? Oh, here it is here. Red length florist ribbon. Here we go. So this is just the normal kind of like florist ribbon. And if you were to get a length of that, and you could cover in the rope before you start. So I'm going to use the normal ribbon for tying it onto the top of the swag. So I'm gathering this in. I'm tying my little piece of ribbon around it. Now, by the way, if you find this difficult to do, because it is difficult to do, make just 2 separate single collar bows and just tie them on, you know, that way, one on top of the other.
Alan Kinsler says Nicole is 10 and she's still talking about winning the Wreath and meeting the flower ladies.
Brilliant.
Noreen Roach says, what can I say, but thank you so much. You have made the 2 difficult years so much easier with your laughter, and spirit is infectious.
Thanks a million, Noreen. Really appreciate it. And like, there was some amazing, well, to be honest, like every week there's amazing comments put up on the Facebook page and the Instagram pages. And we are so lucky, you know what I mean? The only bad comments we ever get is that I talk too much, you know, that way. And as I always say, that's what the mute button is for. So there's our bow so far. You see our double kind of velvety bow. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to wrap the end of the swag. So the ends of the pieces of greenery and also the little bit of rope that's left over.
Facebook was freezing again.
Oh, sorry. Is it freezing or freezing or freezing?
It's, well, I'm actually getting chilly
myself. How cold is it?
Reads by Fiona says she can't do module 1 in January. Is there a date later in the year? She did the Christmas course and she loved every minute of it.
Yeah, the Christmas course was so successful.
Is the 23rd of March is the next module 1 after January, and then the one after that is May.
There you go.
So, and the calendar is on the website. So if you want to go in and have a look at the calendar on the website, all the dates are there up until the summer.
Is this Sally Stiggins' calendar or our calendar?
Oh, that's our calendar.
Our calendar. We should really get Sally to put all the dates of the courses on her calendar.
Yeah,
I think they would sell better for her if she did that.
Jodie says she could listen to us all day. I'd say it's the accents more. So you get sick of it, Jodie. At least you can mute. I have to listen to her all day.
Again, you can see the way I'm just wrapping the end of it there, right? I'm going to cut off what's left over. I'm going to put a little bit of sellotape on it because it's handy for me. And somebody might say, oh God, sellotape. I'm going to tie a bow over the sellotape so you won't see it, okay? So just a little bit of a tape there just to hold it in place. I'm going to lie it down on the table. And then our little collar bow that I made, and actually the sellotape came loose there, so that wasn't a great idea. Ideally, a straight pin is what I need. But I doubt Santi will be able to put his hands on the straight pins for me. Do you think you might be? Bottom shelf, left-hand side, have a look there and see how you go. If not, anyway, I have a bit of sellotape on there now. Actually, the sellotape has done it, and I'm tying the bow over the sellotape to cover it. Okay, Santi, you're grand. Have a rest. Sit yourself back down there and have a little drink for yourself. I see Santi has his Santi glass and all there he has, and he has a bottle of wine. I tell you, I'll be gasping for a little bit of that myself afterwards. Okay, I'm just tying the bow on here. That's actually somebody
said, Jeanette, do you ever take a breath?
I tell you, my husband just be sick of me to say, Jeanette, do you ever shut up? So again, I'm just roughly cutting these off at the back of the strings, but you can spend more time kind of fancying it off. And there is our little swag with a red velvet bow, and it's a little untidy at the back, but again, I've a bit of a rush job. I'm covering myself here, couldn't find the straight pins, and I want to get the single rows covered. How are we going?
And Caroline is just saying there, she only found us recently, and she absolutely wants to do the course, and so she's actually asked all her family to buy her gift vouchers.
It's a great idea. So we've lots of gift vouchers on the site. Somebody rang me today and was saying how much is the gift vouchers. You can buy them for any amount at all you can. So I normally would say like from €100 upwards is a good one. Obviously you can get them for a lot less if you want to. Choice is yours. Get the family to get a couple of vouchers, and then you can put them together to book onto the course of your choice, okay? And the vouchers can be, oh, today's pushing the desk. The vouchers can be posted out to you. We post a hard copy. We're having the shakes there. We post hard copies out to you, and if it does get a little bit too late, we can always send it out by email as well. Now, about a year ago, I demonstrated how to make a single rose, okay? Because a lot of people struggle with wrapping up a single rose. Now, I probably have a very unusual way of teaching this, so maybe take a few notes as you go along. But if you think of the little story as we go along, it will make more sense to you. And you keep that in mind when you're wrapping up our single roses. So I have this fabulous little gold foliage. I can't remember the name of it.
Seargrass.
Seargrass, thanks a million, Deirdre. So it's like a sprayed grass. And I'm going to use it in with our red rose. This is one of the Rhodes, Rhodes, which again is a very popular rose kind of at Christmas time. And it's a good long-lasting rose, and it doesn't have any thorns on it. So that's a great thing.
Lauren Lily says, gosh, I have sound on my phone and picture on my iPad.
Now, what you need is a piece of cellophane, okay? And it's up to you. I normally have the cellophane, the length of the rose approximately there. So if you kind of have a look there, where my hand is the top of the cellophane. You can see the top of the rose, and the end of the rose is nearly down at the end of it. And then out of the one piece of cellophane, I cut it in half. So then I was able to get two roses wrapped, you know, two individual roses. So that's the shape that you need. Now, when you look at this shape, okay, now again, your one could be smaller or larger, and I know it's probably hard to see this on the camera. It has to be a rectangle shape, okay? A square shape will not work. So normally when I say to the students, I just say to them, imagine it's the shape of a double bed, okay? Santi, do you sleep in a double bed or a single bed?
I sleep on the sleigh.
It would be different. This is supposed to make the tutorial easy, Santi. Will you join in? So it's a double bed, okay? Rudolph is probably on one side and Santi's on the other side, okay? So the most normal people, when they lie in a bed, they kind of one lies on one side and the other one lies on the opposite side of the bed. What about you, Santi? What way do you sleep in the bed?
I'm not telling you.
So I find when I'm explaining to the students, myself personally, okay, two pillows are at the top of the bed and my head is on one pillow and himself, not Santi now, the other Santi, he has his head on the other pillow. But you know the way your feet do be freezing, okay? So normally what you do is you lie your legs diagonally across the bed and your feet is either on their back or on top of their legs, warming your feet up. Now, any woman that's watching, Alan Kinsler, does your missus do this to you, right? Anybody that's watching, this is normally what happens. And then when you get to a certain age, okay, then you get your feet are too warm. So then you kind of stick your feet out under the duvet to cool down. Then they get cold and you bring them back in, and then they get warm and you stick them back out. Do you know the typical example, right? Well, when you're placing your rose, this is you, okay? You are that jewel of a rose decorated in gold, okay? And your head is going to be on one pillow and your feet are lying diagonally across the bed on top of the other half's legs, feet on its back, and ever so often your feet tuck out under the blanket because they get too warm. Now, it is hard to see this on the table, on the flat, okay? But there's the top of the bed, our two pillows, and there's my head lying down on the pillow, diagonally going across. And at this particular moment, my feet are warm, so they're coming off the duvet, out under the blanket, getting a little bit cool. Now, again, we won't get too personal, but Santi, does your head often bang off the top of the headboard? Or do you come down a little bit? All the time, okay. Well, we don't want any heads banging off the headboard. So make sure you come down so that you're not right up to the very edge of the cellophane. Step it back a little bit. So if anybody finds that their head is up there banging against that headboard, it's no good. Stop, 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 and move down and stick your feet out under the duvet on the opposite side. Now, when you do that, okay, now I'm right-handed, so I always place the flower to my left, kind of going diagonally across. Obviously, if you're left-handed, you go the opposite way. But as a right-handed person, I will always end up with a smaller corner of the cellophane closer to my body and a bigger side of the cellophane on the far side of it, okay? So this is the little trick for wrapping it up. You know when you're really cold, and the last 2 nights, okay, it has been exceptionally cold, right? So you're getting the duvet and you're kind of pulling it over your shoulders, off the other half, by the way, right? You've warmed up your feet, but now your shoulders are cold. And you know the way you grab the duvet and you kind of bring it in around your shoulders and you kind of tuck it in underneath the opposite shoulder to really get yourself as snug as a bug in a rug, okay? Well, when you're wrapping up the rose, that's the trick, okay? You need to get the cellophane wrapped right around the rose, but tucked in. So it's like I'm dragging the duvet over here and I'm tucking it in underneath that shoulder, okay? Do you do that, Santi?
Oh,
I say you were hot
certainly.
stuff in the bed, Sandy.
Oh, yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
say you need a duvet cover.
No, I need a pair of shoes on.
So here we are with our piece of cellophane, and I'm bringing it around the body, so over my shoulder, okay? I'm tucking it in underneath the opposite shoulder. And when you do that,
Sorry,
think about
Jeanette,
it.
just before you go on, Facebook froze and people are joining in and they're saying, what are you talking about, the headboard?
I just missed the funny part of the story. Okay, where'll I have to reverse back to?
No, go on, keep going.
Keep going. You'll have to go back over to YouTube. No banging the head off the headboard. That's the secret anyway. So our duvet is wrapped around and it's tucked in under the shoulders, okay? Now, you know when you do that, naturally you're wider at the top. Your chest, your shoulders, your stomach, you're wider at the top. So the duvet is bigger. And as you go down, a bit like ourselves, okay, your legs get skinnier. Now, remember, your legs are over the other side of the bed. So when the duvet is wrapped around you like a sausage, you're wider at the top with the duvet and you're skinnier at the bottom down where your legs are. You're a bit like a cornetto ice cream. Can you sing that song, Santi?
I can, yes.
Go on, go on, go on.
I forget now.
Just one cornetto, for feck's sake. Anyway, the gist of the story is gone. We're wrapped around here. We're skinny down here on the legs. We're nice and wide up here around the chest and the shoulders. And you know when you just have that duvet, you say feck them and you give it one more chuck and you pull it off then completely. Well, that's what you're doing with the rose, okay? Here I am, lash it over there. Feck him, the duvet is off him now at this stage. Rolly, 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 rolly. Keep rolling, feck them. And that's how you get your rose wrapped up in your cellophane. And it's wide at the top, up there around my shoulders and my boobs, and it's nice and skinny and narrow down here at the bottom. Are we ready to wrap this up? Did they get all that?
Somebody said, okay, Facebook does keep freezing, so and the numbers are dropping on Facebook because obviously we're freezing. So pop over to YouTube. Are you going to do this again?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Now. My feet are freezing.
Somebody said that she's 4'6" and her head doesn't hit the headboard or her feet doesn't hang out. No.
So there we have our single rose wrapped up in our cellophane. Do you know the way? Which will be a beautiful gift to give to the loved one. And you never know, there could be plenty of knocking off that headboard tonight if you make up your single rose right. So hopefully you've enjoyed all our class tonight. We're now going to call out all the winners of all the prizes. So off you go there, Deirdre.
Okay, so the winner
Do you want to come over here there and let them see that you're giving them away? So here is the lovely Deirdre that's always behind the camera.
Okay, so the winners of our foam-free course worth €300 is Linda Malinhan, Malihin. You were from Latvia. Linda Nadiuld. These were on Instagram, so it's I'm not sure where you were from. Marion Walker, Martina Garnham, Garnham, Suzanne Parks Evans. This was on YouTube. Brewer Dark Botanicals, Bruadrk. Not sure how that's pronounced. Botanicals you're on YouTube. Karen Broadhead, Athena Caffrey, Deirdre Noonan, and Linda Doyle Smith. And Linda, you begged and begged and begged and begged and begged and begged and begged. So we had to give that to you. So they're the 10 people.
Okay, so you all have to email us tomorrow or tomorrow before 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. And with your email, obviously we'll get your email address and we will then forward on the details of how to download that course.
Okay, and the winner of our overseas, you're actually not that far overseas, but you are overseas, is Laura Kama. Laura, and I think you were on Instagram, Laura Kama, and you're from Nottingham. So you're the winner of our Module 1 course starting in
Congratulations.
January.
That is a great prize. Hopefully you are able to attend it. It's starting on the 26th of January. So again, if you go to our website, flowerschoolisland.com, click on the professional courses, scroll down to Module 1 and you will get all the details there. And again, drop us an email and we'll send you on all the information.
Yeah.
So again, huge big thanks. Come on, Santi, come in here now. And we wish everybody a happy Christmas. We have Sinead, our virtual assistant. There's no good with that bottle. It's closed, Santi.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy Thanks a
Happy
million for
Christmas.
joining us. We really, really appreciate it. And see you all on Friday morning at 10 o'clock for our live class decorating fireplaces. Bye bye. See you all. Ring that bell there, Santi.
Oh, God. No, where are you?